Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nine Lives Energy. My name is Christy Smith, and together we energize your body from the inside out. Thank you so much for checking out my third episode of Astro Health. And this week we are going to be covering Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, we have a new moon in your sign today on December 1st, 2024 is when I'm recording this. So happy new moon. I hope that you have taken advantage of this opportunity to set your new intentions, but also making sure that you are flexible with those. And we are going to be talking about that here in just a little bit when we go over what is happening in the sky today. So Sagittarius is a mutable fire, meaning it can take on, a little bit of the fall energy, or it can deep dive into winter. And I have seen just a little bit of this already as it has gotten a little bit colder where I live. So if you enjoy cold weather, then I hope that you are enjoying this Sagittarius fun energy. So this is Sagittarius, and it controls the ninth house. And ninth house is our higher mind, our learning, religion, travel, not short distance travel, but long distance travel. And it is about learning all kinds of new things and the purpose of our life. This is where we see people going to college and what they are trying to do in a career when they get into Capricorn. So as we speak about Capricorn, I want to take us back to last week here in just a little bit, but let's talk about what is going on in the sky. So right now we have a new moon in Sagittarius, and what a new moon is it is going to be at the same degree point as the sun. So you can see that it is a 9, and there is a 9 there represented by the moon. Now 9 is a Sagittarius degree, so there's a lot of Sagittarius feel that is going on in the sky at the moment. And what is also going on in the sky along with this new moon is what we call a Jupiter and Mercury mutual reception. So what that means is Jupiter's home sign, as we discussed a minute ago, is in Sagittarius. So it loves to be in the ninth house, and it loves to be in Sagittarius. However, it is in Gemini at the moment, and Mercury, which governs Gemini, is in the opposite sign. So Jupiter loves to be in every sign, but its least favorite sign probably to be in is Gemini, because it wants to learn new things. And Gemini is about learning little detailed things, okay, the everyday things. And so the everyday things is in an opposite to Jupiter, and you can see that represented by this red line here. And it is in its least favorite sign to be, which is in Sagittarius, because Mercury loves to be in Gemini, and Mercury loves to be in Virgo, and its least favorite spot to be is in Sagittarius. And my cat did not get to go out this morning, so he is being over here trying to get attention. So if you see me over here, then my apologies. But I did have a Mercury retrograde moment, not only this morning when I tried to record this, but also last week. I said that Capricorn started or ended on the 20th, but that was not necessarily true. And I started looking back at my information, and I was like, oh no, it starts on January 19th, not January 20th. So anyway, I wanted to tell you why I got that information. So this is a chart of someone who was born on January the 20th, 2016. But January 20th on this day, all right, was a Capricorn degree at 29. It was not a Aquarius degree. So this person probably during their whole life thinks, oh, I am an Aquarius. I was born on January 20th, when in actuality, they were born on this day. But whatever was going on in the sky, and this was when we had a leap year, it kind of changes the dates. So this person here probably could experience a lot of challenges thinking that maybe they were an Aquarius, but actuality they were a Capricorn, and they actually communicate like a Capricorn. And they have Pluto here, which is about death and rebirth and transformation, and it's drawing a square here to how the person shows up in the world. So anyway, I just thought that that was kind of unique and cool. And I just wanted to share my mistake with you guys and share with you why I got that information. Come up here. You don't care anything about me until I get on the computer or I talk to somebody. Lord, he loves to get attention. Okay. So how do I know my birth chart information? So this is the date of what is going on in the sky. I put December 1st today, but we can see that in the sky with this one here. All I did is the same date. I just moved the wheel around to look like it was at a different time. So you could see a different thing that I'm looking at here. So this person is what we would call a triple Sagittarius, okay? Because not only do they have their sun in Sagittarius, but they have their moon in Sagittarius, and they have the rising sign, who they're trying to be in this life, like a Sagittarius. So their north node is in Aries, and it looks like they probably are a good communicator, because 3 is a communication degree, and their MC is a Virgo. So this person probably is a very good communicator, even though they have some tension points probably going on today with the mutual reception between Jupiter and Mercury. So again, remember, those are in their least favorite signs to be in. They're having some tension points here, but this person probably could be eventually a good communicator. That's what their goal is to be. Remember, their north node is who they're trying to be, along with their MC. So communication would be something highlighted for this person. All right, moving on. So the Sagittarius typical zodiac date, as we just saw a minute ago, is November 22nd to December 21st. They are ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter loves to expand whatever sign that it's in. So right now, Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini. It's probably expanding how you communicate, and that's with social media. That is with your close community, and it also rules our cars and our gadgets. So these things could be taken in expansion at this point. Magic numbers are 9 and 21. As you could see, 9 in that previous chart that we showed is the house rulership of Jupiter and Sagittarius. So if we go around that wheel again, 21 is also a magic number for Saggies. Its least favorite, as we discussed a minute ago, is Mercury, because Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini and Virgo, because it wants to do all these new things and these new ideas and expand. And Gemini is about learning the small details first, along with Virgo. How can we do all these wonderful things if we don't really have the details in place for them to flourish? And its favorite planet, Jupiter loves to, or favorite sign to be in, Jupiter loves to be in Cancer. Right now, again, it's in Gemini, and it will be moving into Cancer in June 25 and 26. So a lot of people's astrologically, for the whole collective, their home is going to get an up leveling or some type of expansion in the home. Maybe they will move homes during this time, or they will get great abundance in the home. Jupiter also and Cancer rule, not Jupiter, but Cancer also rules silver. So Jupiter could be given an expansion to silver. There's 3 types of Sagittariuses, and I discussed this in the other 2 videos that I showed with Capricorn and also with Scorpio, which we started with. So the first one is the Archer, and I feel like this is kind of a young-minded Sagittarius. They mindlessly just shoot arrows into the universe, hoping that something will stick, because they're just wanting information. They're wanting to learn the purpose of life. What is my purpose? Why am I here? All right. And sometimes we throw those arrows because we get trapped on what people think that we're supposed to be doing. And when we step out of alignment, then the universe has a fun way of putting us back on the right trajectory. The second type of Sagittarius is the arrow. What do you want versus what do you need in order to be happy? So this is when people are learning from their experiences, instead of, well, I just win, so therefore I've received abundance. And it doesn't always work like that. You could be receiving wisdom in the form of abundance from going through a transformational experience. And then the last one is the Centaur. and that is the magical representation of Sagittarius. Is when we see the centaur shooting the bow and arrow. And these people learn by connecting to their soul. They live from abundance versus lack. And they know that they will always have abundance in their life because they are governed by Jupiter. And it is important for these people to see where Jupiter is transiting in their chart so that they can have more abundance and not live from a lack mentality. So these people have mastered why they are here, what gives them happiness and abundance, and that's not always necessarily monetary things, right? Going to work every day and being happy, that is true happiness right there. Of course, the animals is the centaur, but when I was looking up this information, I saw that the owl was a totem animal, and I said, how appropriate, right? When we think about the owl, we think about scholastic endeavors. We think about graduating college. There's always an owl there with some type of graduation cap on and some glasses. We think about Winnie the Pooh, and the smartest person that they had in the characters was the owl, because he was the smartest. Essential oils would be sandalwood, cedarwood, vetiver, and those were also popular for Capricorns, but they help keep the Sagittarius grounded. And sweet orange, patchouli, and bergamot are also good essential oils. Orange and yellow, and that's why I'm wearing my orange today, are good colors for Sagittarius, but I think that an evolved Sagittarius probably would love to wear purple. And carnation is the flower for Sagittarius. I had all these pictures up here, but Mercury in retrograde is having a real fun time with me, not allowing these pictures to come through. So we're just going to keep rolling with it. And hopefully you can find a picture of an owl and find a picture of a carnation, because that's what I had up there. Oh my goodness. We have some more pictures that didn't want to come through today. It's okay. We're just going to walk through it. So healing remedies, a crystal that Sagittarius would want to use will be turquoise. That is the gem of the Sagittarius sign. It helps with intuition, and it also helps with communication. It'd probably be real good to use turquoise right now with communication because of what's going on in the sky with the mutual reception between Jupiter and Mercury. Tanzanite is another good one. It's for emotional balance, creativity, and helping you understand what your life purpose is. Citrine is a good one. It helps with optimism and self-confidence. Amethyst is a good one. It helps with intuition and trust. But what I love, I did have a picture of this. This is what we call citrine. Not citrine, this is ametrine. So it's a mixture of amethyst and also citrine. So I love using this one right here. And then azurite helps with third eye, wisdom, and self-expression. I'm gonna be a little upset if none of my pictures came through. Maybe it's just those. We'll see. So the iotrope of mathematics, we talked about that in our first video, where we said that this was the study of astrology and helping people with understanding their bodies better and with health. The body part that it represents is hips, thigh, and the liver. I think it also represents the blood a little bit, especially like that's our lower extremities. So if we think about that, think about blood pooling down there in the form of like varicose veins. So that's just something that I intuitive kind of thought of. I didn't really see that much online, but that's what I was kind of going with, because the thighs, that is where we often see varicose veins. These people are vulnerable to alcoholism. And I say that because Sagittarius is about higher mind, and it is the top of the chart for the astrological wheel. So it is our connection to God. And we come from such a beautiful place, and we come down here to this third D reality. And sometimes we just want to escape, right? So these people could have a tendency to suffer from alcoholism issues or possible drug issues. Scorpios can as well, because of the lack of wanting to be able to transform. And Sagittariuses are very high-minded, and sometimes to get to the higher realms, people feel like they have to escape mentally so that they can get in touch with those higher realms in a I'm not saying it's plant medicine is bad or anything like that, but these people have a tendency to want to gravitate toward that so that they can see the third eye. So if they have some impairment issues, they could possibly have some vision issues. And I know that vision is usually controlled by Aries, but remember, Sagittarius is a fire sign just like Aries, so they could have vision issues related to the third eye if this is blocked and they don't know what their soul's purpose is. These people could also suffer from sciatica, which is where your nerve in the low back kind of runs down your leg all the way to the foot. It's very painful and debilitating. And astrological remedies, dance, 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 and creating choreography. These people are fantastic dancers. So, and think about dancing in the hips and the thighs, right? We got to make sure that those are in check so that we can do all those fancy, fun moves. Meditation is really good in order to, connect to the higher realms. Traveling, long distance travel, like foreign travel and foreign people, and learning new things and trying new foods and places and being open-minded. This is great astrological remedies for Sagittariuses. So if you have your North Node in Sagittarius, doing things like that would be very good for you. So wherever you have your North Node, if you are ever having a challenging time in your life, look to the North Node. That's what you're supposed to be possibly doing, because that is your mission in this lifetime, right? Best activity practices, dancing, I'm going to mention that again, hiking and rock climbing and horseback riding. If we look at what Sagittarius represents, it's the centaur, right, which is a half man, half woman. I showed that. I'm a half man, half woman. It could be a woman, half human being, and a horse, right? So doing horseback riding, that would be excellent. Archery. I mean, a lot of people probably don't practice archery anymore, but doing those activities outside could be very healing. Anything outside, because that's an outside animal, right? Running and hiking, doing anything that's footed. I mean, you think about a horse, right? Horse races. Thrill-seeking adventures, like going to theme parks, and spontaneous adventures like, yes, I'm going to just hop on this airplane today and go to this destination that I've always wanted to go to. And and I haven't even called off work yet, but I'm going to do it. So those are spontaneous adventures. Activities for these people, like I mentioned, traveling, learning higher mind subjects, such as spirituality, not just religion, but your spiritual connectedness to everything in this world and everyone in this world. Learning new languages would also be beneficial, because these people love to travel. So it'd be a good idea to learn how to communicate in this country that we want to go to. Some foods that these people need to be consuming are things that are rich in silica, because these are going to help produce collagen within the body. So thistle is good. Remember, if Sagittarius controls the liver, milk thistle is a good supplement to have to help clean that organ out. Sage is good, garlic, ginger, and kava. So if you put sage on some Thanksgiving dressing, good for you. You're helping your body become more Sagittarius-like. High protein in the form of poultry, fish, and eggs is recommended. Vegetables like rhubarb. Rhubarb apparently is a vegetable, not a fruit, even though we eat rhubarb pie. Beets, tomatoes, raw salads, and green peppers. Plums, cherries, lemons, oranges, pears, and apples will be good fruits for these people. If we think about the hip area, right, that is what the pear looks like. And orange is a color that Sagittariuses need to be wearing. And apples, they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So if you want to be doing all that dancing and foreign traveling, you better keep your body healthy. So I like those fruits for Sagittarius. Carbohydrates that Sagittarius should be eating is whole wheat and brown rice and oats. However, if this person that's a Sagittarius is out of alignment, eating carbohydrates could cause them possibly to gain weight, especially if they are not running and being active, or if they are not traveling like they want to, and they're out of alignment with what their birth chart is trying to convey to them and the best way to live their life here on the planet. They need to be avoiding alcohol because, as I mentioned earlier, Sagittarius controls the liver, and the liver processes alcohol, and also high fat diets that could be very detrimental to Sagittarius's and having fatty liver disease, and also just having too much weight. And then that way you can't dance around and you can't run, and our bodies get in pain when we don't move. So if you got something out of this workshop or little live chat that I'm doing, make sure that you like it or send it to a Sagittarius that you know and that you love. All right, I'm trying to give some different astrological health tips on each of these videos for each of the signs, but at the very beginning, if you go back and look at each one, you learn a little bit about how to read your own birth chart or just generic astrological information for all the signs. So I highly recommend that you do that, and you would be spending possibly maybe 8 to 10 minutes of your time. And, you know, you can learn a little bit about yourself or how to read a birth chart if that's something that's of interest to you in just a short trip down the road that's 10 minutes while listening to it in your car. Another thing you can do is comment and tell me what sign that you are. If you are a Sagittarius, did this resonate with you? And if you look at your birth chart and you see the North Node there is Sagittarius, did it resonate with that? Because I am trying to teach this these little series how to read your birth chart and see what your midheaven is and your North Node, because that is your soul's purpose, even though we come in as a different astrological sign, right? There's so many tricks and tips that we can learn about our own birth chart so we can become healthier versions of ourselves. And if you feel inclined to tip, you know, it does cost money to put all this together and to do the research and to pay for the different apps and whatever little things that I use, you know, to make everything look so magical. Apparently paying for Canva didn't help out too much when I had my pictures up there, because it didn't show my my pictures of my centaur and my owl and all the different crystals that you need to look at. So I need to be looking into that. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that you have a happy new moon and that you end up setting some amazing intentions for yourself today. There is a 3-day window with full moons and new moons, so you could take advantage of those energies 3 days prior and 3 days after. So if you don't get to it today, make sure that you take time to do that tomorrow and the following day and possibly the next day, so that you can be in better alignment with what you are supposed to be doing. And just make sure that you are open to different things that are trying to come into your life. Sometimes we say, no, I don't want to do that. That could be an opportunity that we need to be stepping into, or it could be a lesson. So make sure that you are listening to yourself and know which best way to go, right? Is that person or that event or that thing helping you become a better version of yourself, or is it making you digress? All right, everyone, have a magical day and a happy new moon in Sagittarius.